Okay, guys, here we go. Back with another breakdown. This week, we're going to break down the UFC Charlotte, the main event. We have Rozenstruik versus ALMEIDA. Okay, guys, we're going to break down the main card from the first fight to the last fight. Guys, the first fight we have today is Tim Means. He will be taking on Alex Moreno. The current odds for that fight is Tim Means plus 200, Alex Moreno minus 235. Tim Means, 2-fight losing streak, been around a long time. Dirty Bird, Crazy Bird, that's what they call him. Alex Moreno just came off that fight against Santiago Ponzinibbio. He lost by knockout. It's a close fight. He hurt him. He took the fight on a few days' notice, I believe. So that's the first fight we have. Two vets of the game, I feel like. Lanky guys, evenly matched. Should be a good fight. The odds currently right now is plus 200, Tim Means. Minus 235, Alex Moreno. I think they got the odds right. I would say if I had to pick, Alex Moreno is the favorite, but I would not put the money up on him. Still not trustworthy, especially after we seen that last fight. He was on the way to winning this decision. Got knocked out right at the end of the fight. So that was a pretty nasty, gnarly knockout as well. So my pick for the first fight, Tim Means versus Alex Moreno. I'm gonna go towards Alex Moreno, but I'm not gonna put the money up on him. He's a good size favorite, but I don't think he's trustworthy for that price.
Yeah, like you said, two vets. I think it's kind of like a dog or pass situation here, evenly matched. Both guys can strike a little, both guys can grab a little, and I don't think either one's really like a specialist in either area. So I think I like Tim Means at plus 200. Especially if you're going for some kind of parlay or something. This is one of the fights. It's good fight to open up the main card. Like I said, evenly matched is probably the fun fight to make.
Okay, guys. So the next fight we have on the main card, going fast forward now, we have Carlos Ulberg versus Ior Potero. Not sure how to say his last name, but his last fight, the Ior guy, we seen him fight January in Shogun's retirement fight. So this last fight, actually, when he fought Shogun, I believe he was underdog. I'm not sure, but it was hard because the UFC, everybody thought the UFC is gonna bring somebody in for Shogun to have his good win in Brazil, go away on top. But this guy came in and finished Shogun. But I mean, you can't really gauge that because obviously Shogun is towards the end of his career. Carlos Ulberg, we know him, guys. He fights, trains with City Kickboxing with Israel Adesanya. So we're gonna know he's gonna come with a good stand-up game, sharp power. Most of his wins are by knockouts. So that's gonna be a good style of fights, guys. I think it's gonna be striker versus striker in that fight. The current odds for that fight is Carlos Ulberg minus 440, Ior plus 370. So you just have to dig deep into that guy a little bit more because last time Ior was a big underdog as well. But I mean, based on the records, Carlos I believe is 8-1, and the Ior guy is 19-3. So I mean, he has a good record. He has way more experience. So guys, that might be a good opportunity to put money down on that dog and cash in, because again, a guy with 19-3 versus a guy 8-1, he definitely has a big experience advantage. He just fought in Brazil against a legend, so he dealt with that probably crowd. He's not the big crowd yelling against him. So I'm sure he's gonna be confident. He's probably hungry as well. Being the underdog twice in a row, he's probably feeling disrespected. On that fight, I'd definitely go dog or pass. I would not lay minus 440 in Carlos Ulberg because we've seen him, I believe, already in UFC get knocked out already. So I don't think that price is definitely not worth it. So I would take Ior, dog or pass.
I'm not super big. Like, I don't know too much about these guys. I remember obviously the Shogun fight. Saying striker versus striker. Like the guys from City Kickboxing, they're always going to come with good game plans. They're really good at feigning at space, at drawing reactions, and capitalizing. The blueprints there. You see like I know Volkanovski cross trains with City Kickboxing, but then Izzy obviously, Dan Hooker, all these guys, they're really good at feigning at distance and drawing the reactions. So I can kind of expect that that's what we'll see from Olberg, is a lot of feints from space and trying to set things up as the fight goes. You said most of his fights were by knockout, correct?
Yeah.
So okay, that's good. That's cool. That he's not just gonna sit there and like run the whole time or play from space and draw the fight out longer than it needs to go. But at the same time, you got a guy, like you said, he's got a lot of experience in his own right. So we'll see. We'll see how the chess match plays out. I think I'm probably gonna lean towards Olberg on this one. I like the boys from City Kickboxing, and even though he doesn't have the experience as much, I think that's where I'm gonna lean on this one.
Awesome. All right, guys. So next fight we have on the main card, we have Daniel Rodriguez taking on Ian Gary. This is a good fight, I believe. Daniel Rodriguez, last fight he fought Neil Magny, and he got finished actually with the Darce choke. Before that, we seen him fight Li Jie-Lang. Originally, he was supposed to fight Kevin Holland, I believe.
Yep.
Crazy stuff happened. Cosmont missed weight, and they had to shuffle the whole card up. We seen him lose a decision to. He won actually a split decision to Li Jie-Lang, but very controversial.
Yeah.
Then he came back, fought Neil Magny, and got caught with a Darce choke in the first round. We have Ian Gary coming. He's coming up. He just fought not too long ago, I believe, either on the Miami pay-per-view or the pay-per-view before. He fought on the pay-per-view before, I believe, not too long ago.
Mm-hmm.
He fought he fought a Chinese dude. Very close fight. He ended up getting a knockout in the third round.
Mm-hmm.
Quick turnaround for Ian Gary, actually. And that last fight actually was in March 4th, so not too long. He's trying to stay active. He finished the fight again against Keenan Song. Third round TKO. With this fight here, we got Ian Gary versus Danny Rodriguez. Danny Rodriguez, from what I've seen from him, he likes to kind of just point fight more so. I feel like he's kind of conserves energy. He doesn't take too much risk unless he has you hurt. But from what I've seen, he just likes to keep his distance. I remember actually Danny Rodriguez, and he retired Kevin Lee actually, or he was Kevin Lee's last fight in the UFC. So again, and even Kevin Lee was very smaller than him. But again, he never took chances. He kept his distance. He didn't take nothing. He took what was given to him. So that's the kind of fighter he is. So I think he's gonna just try to use his vet tactics, stay on the outside. Ian Gary's gonna probably as well play that same game, and then obviously look for the finish. Ian Gary's gonna definitely take more chances because he's trying to get that fast uprise like Conor, So should be an interesting fight. We're gonna have to see, man. I think this fight definitely gonna play out though on the feet.
Yeah, for sure. I don't see a lot of grappling happening in this one. Ian Gary's long. He's a creative striker. He's fun to watch. And then, like you said, Daniel Rodriguez, he's a crafty veteran. And I don't really remember too much like some kind of like highlight finishes from him, but clean hands. Don't make a lot of mistakes. I think this is going to be one of those matchups. You have the young, hungry guy who's looking to take a spot, and you got the veteran who doesn't want to give it up. So, 3-round fight.
And the current odds for that fight is Daniel Rodriguez is the underdog plus 265, and Ian Gary is the favorite at minus 315.
Yeah, over a 3-round fight. This will be interesting. I know Ian Gary's probably going to hunt the finish more than Daniel Rodriguez. I really don't know who I'm leaning towards on this one. We'll go with Ian Gary. We'll go with the Irishman. We'll see see if he can continue that climb. He's got momentum on his side, and like I said, if he's hunting the finish and Daniel Rodriguez is waiting to see what's coming, I feel like that's going to put Daniel Rodriguez in some compromising situations.
I'm gonna go with the dog. I think in that fight, at the odds, man, Ian Gary minus 315. I'm not gonna put my money on him like that because of the last fight. Actually, when he fought Keenan Song, it was pretty close. But he pulled the finish out in the last round. He actually got dropped, I believe, in that fight too. So if he got dropped, come back quickly. He hasn't shown nothing to say, oh yeah, he's a minus 315 favorite. And Danny Rodriguez has double the fights as Ian Gary as well. So he's gonna come in with 10 fights plus experience. So I'm gonna go with the dog right there, dog or pass. Okay, guys. So we're gonna go now here. Anthony Smith versus Johnny Walker. We have Johnny Walker 20-7, Anthony Smith 36-17. Johnny Walker on a 2-fight winning streak. Anthony Smith is currently on a 1-fight loss. Anthony Smith last fought Onkolov. He lost. He blew out his leg, I believe. So he's actually coming off that leg layoff. He didn't fight since 2022 July. Remember when he hurt his leg actually? Yeah. So he's coming off a loss to Onkolov, which obviously that's not bad because Onkolov is one of the best guys at that weight. Johnny Walker is coming off of 2 finishes. Johnny Walker barely been to decision fights, so this fight definitely not gonna go to decision. I'm leaning towards Johnny Walker. I think he's gonna have just more durability, more weapons as well, more diverse to get the job done. The biggest way I feel like Anthony Smith can get the job done is maybe if you get him on the ground and get a submission. That's not gonna be easy closing the distance. Pretty much even odds on that fight right now, minus 107, minus 113. So interesting. I might bet more so on if the fight goes over 1.5 rounds, that's plus 100, or if it goes under 1.5 rounds, that's minus 130 right now. I think it goes under 1.5 rounds.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. Johnny Walker's last time out, it was Paul Craig, and being a jiu-jitsu guy myself, I kind of was thinking maybe that Paul Craig would get that fight to the ground and look to probably submit Johnny Walker, but as soon as he grabbed that single leg, Johnny Walker, that unorthodox striking, creating power without having his feet set and not really technical, but just whipping his like hammer fists and back fists, and gets the finish on Paul Craig. I think it's probably going to be something similar to that. If Anthony Smith tries to close the distance, I think Johnny Walker is just going to hit him with some unorthodox stuff, and he's just able to create some really weird finishes sometimes. So I got a feeling, like you said, this one's not going to go super long. Like 1.5 rounds that's a stretch, man. I don't see this one getting out of the first round either. We shall see. Leaning towards Johnny Walker.
Yeah, me too, Sam. So guys, we're gonna go down to the main event. Last fight we have Rozenstruik versus ALMEIDA. We have Rozenstruik plus 375 underdog. ALMEIDA minus 500 favorite. You guys have got ALMEIDA. He's on a 13-fight winning streak, 4-0 in the UFC. Very dominant grappler. He fights at light heavyweight and heavyweight. Only weighs about 230, so he's actually fast as a heavyweight. Good top pressure, strong. A lot of finishes by rear naked choke, ground and pound. Rozenstruik, kickboxer, striker. He's gonna look probably to keep the fight standing. So we have a striker versus grappling fight. Rozenstruik last fought Chris Dawkins. We got him out there. Chris Dawkins, small heavyweight. But he's small heavyweight, but he's not physical like Jailton Almeida. So Jailton Almeida isn't the biggest, but he's definitely strong and built like a brick. So with this fight, man, I'm thinking just like the odds. I think Almeida gets Rozenstruik to the ground, and honestly, he finishes it, whether by TKO, ground and pound, or rear naked choke.
Yeah, striker versus grappler matchup. There's not really a lot of like super dominant like grapple heavyweights I can think of besides Curtis Blades off the top of my head. And has Rozenstruik fought Curtis Blades?
Yeah, he lost.
Okay, yeah. So I feel like in the striker versus grappler matchup, and again you got a young guy and Almeida. At the very least, he's not been in the UFC as long as Rozenstruik, but he wants those spots, especially fighting at 2 weight classes. Got a lot of momentum. I think he's going to come in, get that takedown, start working, like you said, ground and pound, look for the submission. I haven't seen enough out of Jairzinho Rozenstruik in the grappling department to see that he can deal with that. So I think the odds kind of, they make sense.
Yeah.
I think Almeida's the safe pick. I'm leaning towards Almeida right now.
Awesome. So guys, yeah, man, that's the card right there. UFC Charlotte's gonna start pretty early. It's actually on ABC. Prelims, I believe, start at 11. Main card start at 3, guys. So tune in. Comment in the section below and just let us know, guys, what are your picks? What do you think about the fights? Let us know tips as well. What do you think we could do to improve our vlog and our breakdowns of the fights? Okay, guys, and have a great weekend. Enjoy your fights. Be safe. Happy Mother's Day to all the beautiful mothers out there too as well.
Peace.
Peace.